Alright, you guys, today we're reviewing IL-2 1946 Sturmovik. This game initially launched in 2006. It is compatible with Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 98. That's kind of iffy. But it'll pretty much run on any hardware. It will run on modern hardware. I'm running it right now. And I have an RX 580. And I've read it on my RX 560. This game is very compatible and very usable. This game does have the ability to be downloaded from websites such as Steam and G2A games and mediums such as that. This game runs very well. It runs easily at well over 120 frames per second. You have a lot of options for downloading this game. So this game has a lot of scenarios and things like that where you can set it up in such a way to where you can play it however you want to play it. So you can go to like single missions, which are set missions. You can go to quick mission builder, which is just kind of to where you can kind of set it up how you want to set it up. Situation, for instance, like advantage, disadvantage, none, just however you want to do it. Disadvantage would generally mean that the enemy has more power than you. They're in a situation and in a position to where they have the advantage over you. An advantage means you have the advantage over them. And then none just means neutral. Like I usually like to have it set up to where I have the disadvantage. So it's a little bit more challenging. And you can choose your different areas. There's only a couple of different areas because there are no mods on, my particular version of the game. I just like to play it stock, but there are tons of mods for this game. There's a very, very loyal community to this game. They're very loyal. But I usually go specific islands. Weather, I usually go good so I can see where I'm flying because my eyes are terrible. Target, I usually go like an airbase. Again, if you get like mod, you can have a lot more targets. You can have a lot more, defenses and weather and all that good stuff. Defense, AA, I always go AA, so they actually have some defense, because like you could have like an air base and like no defense. It's not going to be fun. At least that's what I think it means. I don't know. I haven't played this game in like 10 years. So I've only played it for about 4 or 5 hours. I'm just reviewing it for you guys. I think it's a game that should be reviewed. I think it doesn't get enough love. I don't think it gets enough understanding. I don't think that people really care about it anymore. And I wanted to just put it out there. Like, if you guys care about it, you do. If you don't, you don't. But, it's one of those games where I care about it. But anyways, you can pick the skills of your enemies because it says hostiles. So you pick the skills of them. You can have them be a rookie, average, veteran, or ace. So it just depends on how hard you want it. I usually go ace, 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 because they're pretty stupid anyway. They're not that great. And in here, obviously, you can pick their aircrafts. And you don't really have... Actually, you have quite a few aircrafts. Jesus Christ. Generally, I just usually pick random aircrafts out of the pile. Kind of see what I want. Randomly. Loadout. I usually give them a decent loadout. I usually give them some bombs and some missiles. I'll go default. Depends on the plane. Some planes don't have as many abilities as others. And then we'll pick our friendlies. Always make my friendlies ace. And always leave like one veteran in there. Just one guy who's a little weaker than the others. But I like to mix their planes up too. Because that's fun. They can't all be the same. You got to have some fun with it. And their loadouts, you got to mix their loadouts up too, in my opinion. Just for fun. Because it makes for a very, very, very varied experience. And that's what's fun for me. And then I always go, and I always go save. See? I got Boss Quick. I got that one. This one's going to be my new one right now. This is going to be... YouTube Special. YouTube SPCIAL. Yeah, it's going to be quick and sloppy. See how you like that, boys? No, but I always do this. I like to have fun with this game. It's one of my favorite games. I mean, it's a World War II it's a World War II flight combat simulator. That's what it is. And it does support modern Xbox One controllers, believe it or not, over Bluetooth. It also supports the PS2 controller. Well, not PS. Well, it does support the PS2 controller. It supports the PS3 controller, with of course certain modded software. It supports the PS4 controller, with of course certain software. But the Xbox One controller, it's pretty much out of the box. You have like a Bluetooth like dongle. It's pretty dope, dude. And the keyboard and mouse is honestly the best way to play this game. I'm telling you. Like, this thing is awesome, man. And it's actually, you can have it to where the plane will fly itself in this game. Like, it will. Like, it will fly itself. All you gotta do is hit A for autopilot. And right now we're on autopilot. You see how it says autopilot on? Autopilot will take complete control of this plane right now. Like, I'm not flying this plane right now. The thing is, the autopilot is based on those selections I chose earlier. Like, I chose, I had options. I said, I had an option between an ace pilot, a veteran, a rookie. I chose an ace. So that's gonna determine how well they fly the plane. If they're not gonna go into stalls and they're not gonna fly themselves into a freaking brick wall, and they're not complete and total idiots. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, they're still complete and total idiots. They're terrible. This game does have great sound design. It's actually pretty good for being an '06 game. The graphics aren't terrible. I mean, for being how old it is, I mean, they're kind of shit now. I ain't gonna lie. Like, the textures are pretty low quality. It's pretty low. It's a pretty low poly game. Nothing special, but for what it is, I can't complain. Like, it's pretty sweet, man. Like, it's something that I would go ahead and pick up. I don't know about you guys, but I think this is pretty cool. Especially when it comes to the crashes. That's why I really play it. Like, I generally play it just for fun crashes. And this game does allow for you to fully, control the plane from within the cockpit, as you guys seen before, and things like that. And you can actually do some pretty cool crash landings too. Like, I'm gonna show you a cool crash right here. Oh no, that wasn't a cool crash. That was just me dying. But this game does allow for you to do some pretty cool crashes and things like that. It has some pretty cool little features about the game. I could hit refly. It'll reload up really quickly. The game's not really all that demanding, like I said. I mean, you can run this on probably an old Dell computer or something if you honestly wanted to. It doesn't ask too much of you. And you can play it with a modern controller, Bluetooth controller. I cannot stress that enough. But all in all, if I had to give this game a rating, I would say it has decent graphics, decent sound, at least for the time that it came out, and for how old it is. And I would say it's something you should probably try and look into picking up. It's not too expensive. I mean, if you really want to get creative, you could honestly pick it up on Amazon for probably a couple bucks, probably 10 bucks tops. I wouldn't pay more than 10 bucks for it. I'm gonna let you know that right now, because I paid nothing for it. I paid probably $7 for it like 10 years ago. So, just saying. But anyways, till next time, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and you guys have happy holidays, and subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. In the next video.